Welcome back to my views and news. Breaking news from Ethiopia, where Ethiopian military spokesperson just a few minutes ago spoke about the military operation in the Amhara and Oromia regions of Ethiopia. Almost a week ago, Amhara regional president offered peace, offered dialogue to the Fano fighters. But the military today sent a very strong message to Fano fighters. What did the Colonel Gatnet, military spokesperson, say? It seems that military has decided to make a big move in the Amhara region. And secondly, there was heavy fighting between Fano fighters and Ethiopian National Defense Force close to Woldia-Sanka town, around 15 kilometers away from Woldia is situated. And there were heavy clashes there. Both sides suffered losses. But today, Ethiopian military entered the town. Fano fighters have retreated. We have complete details for you from this front, from Woldia-Sanka front. Firstly, viewers, it seems that Colonel Gatnet, spokesperson of Ethiopian military, head of public relations, today released a policy statement of the Ethiopian military about military operation in the Amhara and Oromia regions of Ethiopia. We'll try to analyze this statement. Is this a statement in a contradiction to what the Amhara regional president, regional parliament members are saying? Because we know that almost a week ago, Amhara regional council met. Regional council members spoke. They called for dialogue. They said dialogue should be held with Fano fighters. Then Amhara regional president announced that from each zone of the Amhara region, 5 Amhara regional council members will be selected who will talk to Fano fighters, involving religious leaders, notables of the area. Talks could not start, though we could not find anything from the ground indicating that the two sides were in talks. Fano fighters kept on pursuing their agenda. They did not respond to the offer of talks. Complete silence on Fano side. And then Colonel Gatnet spoke today. What did he say? What he said is not correct, by the way. Firstly, he said that military operation in the two regions will continue, Amhara and Oromia. I can compare the military operation of ENDF in both zones in some separate video, but here we can safely sum up that main military operation is being conducted in the Amhara region. There is no large-scale military operation against Ola in Oromia. Yes, a few days ago we heard that in some parts of Oromia there were clashes between Ola and military, Ola and ENDF, but these clashes were not something new. It has been happening for years. But Ethiopian state-backed social media activists tried to create the impression that in both zones military operation is underway. No, on the ground, main operation is in the Amhara region, where in dozens of towns and cities, in outskirts of town cities, heavy clashes ongoing for several days. Fano fighters also carrying out attacks, ambush-style attacks, hit-and-run attacks, all types of attacks on ENDF police militia. So, main conflict these days is in the Amhara region. Military is completely focused on the Amhara region. Military just wants to give impression that it is conducting military operations in two zones. It is trying to balance things. But on the ground, main military operation is in the Amhara region. So here I would say Colonel Gatnet was incorrect. Secondly, he said a defamation campaign is underway against the military by some forces which have been trying to weaken the military. Obviously, he is referring to some posts, some claims by Fano backed news sources which claim that military is splitting, that Amhara members are not willing to be part of the operation against Fano, that top military officers of Amhara ethnicity, they are being sidelined, they are being monitored very closely. So Colonel Gatnet seems to be rejecting all these rumors without addressing them specifically. Defamation campaign underway coming from the Amhara region, it seems. That is what I am saying. He did not say from where the campaign is coming. Thirdly, he confirmed what happened near Gondar 3 to 4 days ago, 4 to 5 days ago, when Birhanu Jugula, the chief of military, remained trapped there. He did not mention that Birhanu Jugula was there. He said top officers of Ethiopian military visited Northwestern Command meeting to evaluate annual performance, and there an unfortunate incident happened. People were misguided by some miscreants, ENDF officers were fired upon. He confirmed that some people fired at ENDF officers near Chuhait. He mentioned two places, Koladibba and Chuhait. There was a firing at ENDF officers there. But Colonel Gatnet claimed that ENDF managed the problem very smartly. ENDF talked to talked to religious leaders, youths and notables who agreed to open roads, and they apologized. So partially our report has been confirmed. I reported that military officers remained trapped there, that there was a protest in the entire town, all roads leading to and from the Vanning were blocked. So he confirmed partially what happened near Gondar, around 15-20 kilometers away from Gondar, this incident happened. Thirdly, he spoke about action on Fano. He said military will take action. Here I think today he made it very clear that Ethiopian military is continuing, it will continue military action in the Amhara region. Now we are seeing two policy statements. Amhara regional president says talks should be held. Peace can only come through dialogue. He is forming committees. Amhara members of parliament, members of regional council also proposing talks. Ethiopian National Defence Force did not make a mention of the word talks, negotiations. It said action will be taken. And it mentioned Fano. It said those who are working in the name of Fano, they are disrupting peace. Action will be taken. It means that the factions which are operating in Amhara are not Fano according to military. Military says these are factions operating in the name of Fano. So military action will continue in the Amhara region. I think Amhara regional president, Amhara regional government are behind Ethiopian National Defence Force, but publicly they are taking a different position, because publicly they took this position of military action a few weeks ago, but that strategy backfired. Their party members turned against them. So they decided to adopt the policy of extending olive branch to Fano fighters. Basically, Amhara government seems to be on board with Ethiopian National Defense Force, it seems. Now, viewers, Colonel Gathner's today's statement indicates that we could see intensity in the military operation which is being conducted against Fano fighters in the Amhara region. We could see intensified operations even now when I'm recording this video in several towns and cities in the Amhara region. Clashes ongoing. Last night near Kobo there were clashes. 2 days, around 48 hours ago there were clashes around Woldia. I can go on and on, Gujum, different parts of Wollo, North Shore, etc. Now, secondly, viewers, near Woldia, ENDF and Fano fighters clashed yesterday, and heavy clashes in Sanka. Sanka is a small town around 15-20 kilometers away from Woldia is this town situated. There were heavy clashes. Both sides suffered losses. Then what happened? Latest report from Sanka is that Fano fighters have retreated from Sanka. There is no Fano in Sanka these minutes. Fano fighters, when they entered Sanka, they started threatening security forces in Woldia. They distributed pamphlets in Woldia. They asked businessmen in Woldia to support Fano faction. They asked youths in Woldia to support Fano, to join Fano. And they warned the security forces in Woldia, but things changed. ENDF suffered losses. Then we saw arrival of reinforcements for Ethiopian National Defense Force. Fano fighters decided to retreat from Sanka. They are now in the outskirts, in forests. They are not in Sanka. Meanwhile, military has launched a door-to-door search operation in Sanka. People's houses are being searched. Locals are being arrested because Fano fighters do have public support. So those elements which allegedly supported Fano in Sanka incident are being arrested. We saw similar house-to-house searches in Kobo too a few days ago. Now Sanka. If such house-to-house searches are conducted and locals are arrested, it would lead to increase in support for Fano fighters. That is what they want. Fano fighters want people and military to confront each other. This confrontation suits Fano fighters. That is why they involve locals, unarmed locals, they involve religious leaders, they involve notables, and when they are under pressure, they ask their supporters to take to the streets, to protest, to stop ENDF's reinforcements. ENDF then has to retreat. We have been seeing this pattern in different parts of the Amhara region. So, from Woldia, Sanka front is that Fano fighters pushed back. They were hoping to enter Woldia. They were threatening. They were saying they would enter Woldia. It was being said that they could enter Woldia in coming days, but it seems ENDF launched a major counter-offensive. That is why Fano fighters are nowhere in Sanka. Overall, viewers, security situation in the Amhara region is deteriorating very rapidly. I don't know if the federal government has this understanding of the situation or not, or federal government knows pretty well what is happening on the ground, but it has a plan, and its plan is being implemented. Too early to conclude. Will there be a military rule in Amhara, or will there be a major military operation in Amhara? But it seems that Colonel Gatner today's statement indicates that Ethiopian military has decided to make a final move, or big move, you can say, not final. But it has decided to make a big move in the Amhara region. We could see targeted and large-scale operations against Fano fighters in different parts of the Amhara region. And we could see surgical strikes and targeted operation against Fano commanders too. Military tried to arrest Fano commanders when military entered Amhara region a few months ago, 2 months ago. But then we saw that Fano commanders managed to get support of people, and military could not stop Fano commanders. I think From now on, we could see Ethiopian military launch some major operations against Fano factions and some targeted operations against Fano commanders to arrest or to kill them, because attack on Jula, Birhanu Jula, is being seen as crossing of red line. It is being said by some END officials that Fano fighters crossed a red line when they attacked Birhanu Jula, when they attacked a venue where military chief was present. So that red line crossed. Now military is going to take matters into its hands. It will not tolerate Fano. Let's see. It seems we're going to see more instability, more bloodshed in the Amhara region of Ethiopia. Thank you for watching.